All right, gonna start here. Oh, interesting, interesting way to take the handicap. I'm not. I actually don't really care how you take the handicap. It's about the same to me. Some handicaps are a little bit harder for me to get through, but when it's only like three handicap, it's not. When it's only three handicap, it's not that big of a deal. So I don't think you should ever really invade like that. Uh, Playing right close to that is not a good idea, regardless of which way I decide to block. It's always kind of like, it's not a huge loss, I would say, but it is a loss. Because if I block this way, I'm getting the corner, and I don't think you're getting much in terms of compensation. I don't think you're, yeah, I just don't think you're getting much back in terms of comp that way. That might have been a misclick, though. I don't really know. Yeah, this isn't really good for him. I've never actually played against this before, but this is not a good shape for black. So I'm just going to pressure him with this way, because he doesn't have much eye space down here. I'm not really afraid for these two stones. I'm basically alive if I play this. That's fine. This is a It's kind of a weird way to do things. But sure. This is a little bit hard for him to deal with, but he can actually ignore that right now and just play over here as well. These two stones, if he does ignore these two stones, they are a little bit hard to deal with. I will give you that. I think I'm going to go over top here. I probably should have just taken the two-step leap here, actually. That would have probably been better than the knight's move up. Okay, it's fine. Ooh, not recommended. Definitely not recommended on this. Because you're almost just sacrificing, well, you're not really sacrificing those two, but it's not, definitely not a good move. I don't think this is the way you want to go here. You're giving white too many options, I think. These are definitely fights that don't really favor white. I finally got monetization on this channel, by the ways. So it's pretty interesting. Okay. It's interesting. I can connect, but I'm just going to take this and let him take that side. It's Gote for him. It is actually Gote for him, and he basically just sacrificed this side. So I'm willing to take that. I am more than willing to actually take that. He still owes one move. Yes, 1K subs needed for monetization. And I did just get monetization on this channel. I also have this Atari, so this is not, this is definitely not a very good deal for him. I think I'm just going to come out and attack these two stones now. He did get the corner here, but there's actually a ton of sacrifice there. Don't really know why the I don't really know why there's not the super chats and the super stickers here, because there usually should be. Did I not monetize this one? I think I need to kind of edit this if I didn't monetize it, because it should definitely be monetized. I don't think it's default. Yeah, monetization definitely should be on. That's weird. I thought it was defaultly on, but it's not. It should actually be on. It's fine. So I'm just going to take some territory down here. He can play this move right now, but I don't think it's like that good for him. I mean, he can do that too. But this group is not very strong right now. Is a really big problem for him. I'm giving him this territory. I'm giving him some territory down here, obviously. But here I can kind of box him in. Thanks, man. Thanks for the donation. So the monetization does actually work. So I can actually box him in here. And it is kind of difficult for him once I box him in. See, I'm just going to come over this way, separate out this group. And it's still very hard for, it is still very, very hard for this group to, so he's basically sacrificing these already. And he still has to make some way for this group to actually live. So he's in a really, really tough spot right now. I'm not really sure if this can actually be alive. Not really sure if this can actually be alive. I think it can be, but I'm not 100% sure. Because out of these two groups, he's going to lose at least one, if not both. He's going to lose at least one, if not both, out of those two groups. And whatever the result is, it's going to be bad for him, even though he's gotten territory here and he's gotten territory there. So here, I'm just going to do this. And then connect up here. This is already dead. I mean, he can, I guess he can cut here, but I don't think that really does anything. It's not threatening to me anyways. This is already all connected, so all I really have to do is to make sure this doesn't really get out of hand. Not really worried about this because I can just... Also, I don't think he actually has enough liberties to fight this anyways, even if he was going to. This is not a group with a huge... He doesn't have a group with a huge amount of liberties here. Of course, I don't really have that many either, given that. But I'm pretty sure he has less. He can fight a Ko here, but it doesn't favor him. But I think that's the only real option he has right now, to fight the Ko. Hey, what's up? I think this is the only option he has to fight the Ko. But even if he fights the Ko, I might just connect, and he just doesn't have enough liberties to fight this. This is just dead. And I'm pretty sure by doing this, he just killed this as well. So this is all dead right now. So when you're like saving one group, you do have to watch out that you're not killing something else. I'm gonna continue with this. He has to just keep extending. And realistically, I can just keep forcing out this way. Influence, okay, I'm just going to kill this because this is actually pretty big. Influence on this side is going to be much more important than influence over here. This is just a lot of territory he's given up. But he does have a lot of territory down here that he has potential on. So it really depends how much of this territory he can actually keep. But I am very, very solid here. And I have a lot. I'm very, very solid here, and I have a lot of territory here as well. So overall, still a decent game, but getting a little dicey for him because he does need to actually secure a lot more territory. He's going to invade here. He can get, I guess, this over here. I don't think it's ever good to let your opponent get like a move like... Not really sure how good it is to let your opponent get moves like this. Yeah, I just don't think there's I'm just gonna extend up. There's not much threat that he has on this group, so I don't really know what he's going to do there. I guess like solidifying this territory would be a good option. But I have a lot of thickness here, so I can try to get like some territory here as well. That I'm just not going to answer. It's interesting. There's like very interesting Josekis here. That's fine. My entire goal was to just break up this side. So leaving him with just this, this, and this is fine since I have all this territory up here. And this isn't completely solid. I don't know if I'm going to really try to attack this, but I can play stuff like this and reduce him. This is somewhat effective, but since these three are dead and I have this thick wall up here, it's not that effective. You can split two and try to attack my two groups. That's never a good idea. You can split two and try to attack my two groups, but this is not going to be very effective because this is actually this is going to be Sente, and that's definitely not worth it because there's no points for this up here. I still have M16 or M15, and you gave me all of this side's points. So if you force white to do this, you would probably have to do L17, but either option is bad for black. That's fine. I'll just do that. I don't have to get the territory here. I can just take the rest of the territory over there as well. This is already alive, so I'm not really too afraid of this. So I'm going to use, I'm actually going to use my advantage up here to try to pressure him into answering things like this, and then with that, try to gain some territory here. If he doesn't, well, I mean, he can do that, I guess. But then I can do this. R18 is very big as well. Just gonna go ahead and, well, I'm gonna Atari first, actually. What? This is a double Atari. I don't know if you noticed that or not. I can fight the Ko with him, but I think I'm just gonna play. I can do this as well, but then he has this. So I think I'm gonna play R18 first. That does actually ensure that I am alive. Go ahead and connect that. Probably take this. I can take this down here. And even if oh wait, I should have connected first. That would actually, connecting first would actually give him problems. Definitely give him problems if I connected first. But this is alive. The territory has been successfully broken, and he doesn't have enough points to win now because all of this is dead. And plus, like, I get this move next. Or he can just do that, but then, you know, there's problems with that. Tari, connect. I guess not. I can just play here. Get this. I'm not too afraid of him attacking this, actually. But that's probably the only option he has left, if you really think about it, because he just doesn't have enough territory otherwise. This is a really big territory. He is making really good use of this to build a shell around this group. Which is actually what you should do in this situation anyways. I'm like actually letting him. If this wasn't a handicap game, I would actually just think about sacrificing some of this territory to strengthen this, but right now I'm not really too concerned with that. I'm going to jump here. This, that's fine. Remember, the whole point of this is I want to make 2 eyes in here. That's the whole point of this. So if I sack 1 or 2 stones to do it, it doesn't matter to me all that much. He can close this off because all these are Sente moves for him. I have to answer. So this group is actually in danger here. I mean, not a great deal of danger, but still, well, actually quite a bit of danger. Because like this is very, very thick up here, and I still don't have 2 eyes down here. It does come with its own issues, but generally not too bad. This is probably not my greatest move thing. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have let him do that. I really shouldn't have let him do that. Definitely not my greatest move. Because this is actually an eye space here. I don't know if I would have connected that. Not really sure how I'm going to get more eye space. I think like in an even game, this group would definitely be kind of dead. In like a handicap game, I'm not as sure. Need to figure out how to get eye space. Because yes, this is actually kind of it's kind of an issue here. Like I said, in an even game, I would definitely consider. I don't think that's a great move. In an even game, I would have definitely like probably sacrificed some of this territory here, and just made sure this group was alive. But in a handicap game, I'm gonna take a lot more liberties in a handicap game than like I would in an even game. That's why now I have put this group in a significant amount of danger. Actually in a lot of danger. But he also is going to have a hard time answering this, by the ways. He is also going to have a pretty hard time answering this, because this down here is, it's a little bit finicky. Because remember, all I'm trying to do is make some eyes. If I can make some eyes, I'm generally okay. See if he knows how to answer this right. That is, no, that is, actually that's okay way to answer this. Tari, connect. Well, okay, that's fine actually. There isn't an actual, I can get this for free as well now. Oh wait, that's not good actually. It's not good. Going to block, I think. Oh no, I messed up here. Definitely messed up here. Yeah, I messed up. That's no good. Severely messed up here. But I think he did too. This is just to make some eye shapes up here. You do this so you can get this move for free. And I think it will become a ko in terms of, oh, maybe not. Yeah, it will become a ko. But this is a really big ko. And I have a couple of ko threats I can use. That's fine. He has to Hane here. And then I can come down this way. If he does that, then I have 2 eyes, and that was my whole goal. In this state of the game, you would definitely Hane here and play this Ko, because if you don't play the Ko, you're going to lose anyways. So you might as well just play the Ko. Yes, you lose by more if you lose the Ko, but it honestly doesn't matter how much you lose by. So that's why in that state you would just play the Ko. So, like the plays you do have to depend on the state of the game. They absolutely must depend on the state of the game. Here, I'm going to play this first. That's always going to be Sente, man. You can't let me, I don't think you can let me take this. It doesn't really matter. I can just connect. He still has to connect, and then I can just connect. This one you can't really get tricked on. I think you have to do this. Pretty sure you do. Just make sure you kill it. You're fine. As long as you kill it, you win. You technically don't have to answer this, but I will. Just gonna take these two just to avoid me messing up. So, and if he throws in here, I can just connect afterwards. Solid, like when you're winning a game, you really just want to make sure you don't mess up. I don't really see why you would do that, but okay. That's fine. Wait, hang on. I think he could have done... Oh, yeah, he definitely could have done this. Oh, yeah, I escaped a... I actually escaped a fast one there. Because if he did this, I think he could have killed this. So I'm going to fix this right now. I don't need to answer that, though. But yeah, this group he could have definitely killed this group. No, I definitely think he could have killed this group without too much issue. Just gonna connect this. Definitely messed up in some of the play down here and the reaction to some of my moves. You have to remember that both these are cut here, so you have to connect this sooner or later, which I will, like right now. Don't have to do anything about that. Just gonna connect a couple things. There's one there.
Pass.
There's one here. And then you have to connect this down here. Just go to make sure you connect everything.
Pass.
Let's connect R1 down here. And then we're done. Now we can pass. Just make sure, like, you know, if the game is close, I don't think this game is particularly close. Okay, this counting is not actually correct. This counting is definitely not correct because they can't process this. Errors counting scoring thing. How do I remove stones? That one's obviously dead. This one's dead. This one's dead. This one's dead. This one's dead. Okay, you can do that. This one's definitely dead too. That's about right. I'm going to actually accept that because I think I removed all the dead stones. So if they don't remove all the dead stones,
You have one.
yeah, the processing is a little bit off for this game. I don't really know why OGS is messing up right now, but I don't think it actually matters. We can just go back and review this game. Looks like OGS's comp processing thing isn't working right, but I am way ahead, so that sounds about right. So handicap 3. Yeah, this is never a good way to invade, either 4-4 or 3-3 or anything. You don't want to play right next to the stone because him blocking will always result in his advantage. Now this just is a really awkward position for black. I think this would have actually been better. It's just more solid for white. Oh, that's definitely a mistake. You could do that. White has no choice but I mean, you could actually just do that. That would give you a nice piece of territory, but you do give up a lot of influence for white over here. So that's definitely an option as well for black. Letting me come through here is not a good idea. And then, you know, this might look good because he got all the corner, but it is Gote, and he sacrificed everything over here, plus he gave me a lot of thickness up here, and now these two stones are even more in danger. So obviously I'm going to try to threaten these two stones up here. This, I feel like just coming out is probably a better move. Something like that is probably better. I mean, you could even do this, I guess. But coming up this way, extending, connecting, and then, you know, what I'm not actually trying to kill this group of stones. What I'm actually trying to do is just use this group of stones to make some territory down here and also to make some territory up here. Because right now, if he actually plays like this, it's actually pretty hard to. If he actually plays like this, it's actually pretty hard to kill this group of stones. I'm just trying to use the group of stones to gain some advantages. Playing down here right away is not good because this group is still weak. So I immediately am going to separate your bottom stone from your top group. So I'm just going to press the advantage here. And then with that, you know, like since I built a lot of thickness here, yes, you did get bottom territory, but since I built a lot of thickness here, now I can kill your stones. The amount of bottom thickness you build here is not going to be worth me killing all these stones. But now you've just created another really weak group for yourself. Like you've completely killed these stones, but now this isn't alive either, so this is not a good move. I don't really know what you would do now. Here, I would probably just leave it alone and play this. But you just created like more weak groups for yourself. Like this is completely dead now. And then this isn't really alive. Not really sure what you can actually do here to actually make it alive. I think this is pretty much dead as well. I mean, if you want to run, you need to run this way. I would probably try to kill you still, but remember, you have like these options at that point. Like I would probably have to be a little bit more careful if you did this. I might just have to connect this to kill this entirely, and then you have a way out then. Or actually just have a way out, I guess. But now, like, both these groups are actually sealed in. So the thing is, like, you created you basically sacrificed this group for this territory down here, which wasn't worth it, and then you created another group for yourself that's really weak and very hard to make alive. Cut this way, connect. There's really no way this is going to work because, I mean, I can just keep doing this, and there's not much you can do. This has a lot of liberties. Your group doesn't have too many liberties, so eventually I can just kill you by just tightening your liberties. So if I do this, like, it limits how much you have down here. Realistically, yeah, this is dead now, and this is actually dead now, and with all these moves, you made this a little bit bigger, so that's no good. Extend here, I'm going to go here. I think since you've already gone 3, you almost have to extend. Like, sacrificing these 3 stones, it's really big because it gives me more thickness up here, and there's a lot of territory potential here. But getting 2 free moves like this could be worth it. But yeah, like, if you're planning to sacrifice those 3, just, I wouldn't extend. I really wouldn't extend this one. Because, I mean, if you do this, like, me taking these 2 is better than me taking the 3. You go ahead and kill this. I think it's pretty big. I think this is better. You gotta go, like, you've sacrificed a lot of points, so you gotta go for, like, bigger territory now. And wait for me to invade. You know, like you gotta work on the attack after I invade. So after I invade, you have to work on the attack. So like, you know, getting this side, getting this territory in here, and hopefully that's enough to counter the territory that you gave up there. Gives me an invasion. This I don't really like. I think as white I should have just came up. I mean, here I'd probably just invade over here. This bump is just a little bit weird. You could also come up this way. I guess there is that, but you know, like you get more territory over here. Not really down with that. I probably responded wrong there. I probably should have just came up this way. Trying to establish a base, double bump, come up. I just don't think like right now these bumps are very good moves. invade this. Over here when I do this, I think as black you might want to do this. You might want to consider that instead. I think I can live in the corner here, especially if you're blocking. I think I can live in the corner here, but then you can come up here and try to get like more of this territory. And if I do this, I mean, you can cut. If you have the confidence to. So I think this lets me just like disrupt this territory too easily, and given the state of the game, you need a lot of territory to counteract like how much you lost here. That's not a good move right now. That's actually just not a good move right now. I mean, like, yes, there is 2 cuts, but white connecting this cut significantly damages this stone here. And this stone, like, is not all that valuable because it's not worth that many points. So, you cutting here, I think people expect me to do this, and then they're actually able to do this, because now you have this extension, it's harder to run the stone, but white doesn't always have to Atari. White can just extend this way, and now you don't have this a free Atari. So if you don't actually take this Atari, I can just have this ladder. So you need to take into account all possibilities. So like this is a big loss for black. He gets this 1 stone here, and that's not very much territory, and white disrupts this entire bottom territory. I shouldn't have answered there. I should have just came out. This group's not really under threat because this is basically connected, and playing here actually helps this as well. Here, it's fine. I don't know if this is good for me. My liberties are like really, really tight. I don't think you can actually, I really don't think you can do this. I think you just have to connect. I really think you just have to connect here. Doing this, giving me a double Atari is just definitely not a good idea. This is just me wanting to live here. Connecting this, I kind of calculated this wrong. Here, that's fine. This is Sente, so I just went ahead and did it. So this is where I made the mistake. I should have just jumped here. The thing is here, for white, I have to take a gauge of the game state as well. I already have all these points here. You could destroy a couple of points here, but it doesn't really matter. All I really have to do is make sure this group doesn't die, and I can basically win. So that was my misgauge of the game. That was like my misjudging the game right now. So I definitely should have played here, and I should not have actually greeted for all this territory down here, because this is just way too dangerous. Letting you get this thick up here, because now since all these are Sente, it's just, it's very, very difficult for me to actually make 2 eyes here. I think that was probably a mistake from me. That was probably a mistake from me. I don't really know what else I could have done, though. Like, maybe this, but, with this, I have to come up here, and then, it's actually really hard to make 2 eyes here. So this group actually should be dead. This is fine. See, the thing is, like, this is a bad move, actually. You want to destroy this eye space, so moving like this is just better. There's not much I can do to you. You can just retreat, right? As long as I don't get the eye space, I'm dead. And if I die, you win. So essentially, like you can't play. You can't just play into my shape. You can't play into my shape and help me make eye spaces. You need to take away my eye shapes. So you would definitely play something like this. Like playing into my eye shapes develops a better eye shape for me. It's still dead at this point, of course. Here, I feel like you can probably just do that. You can probably just connect. I don't really have another way to make eyes. So I think this is pretty much dead. I mean, there's not really, I mean, there's really not that much I can do. And the thing is here, even if you let me live down here, it's fine because this group is still dead. As long as this group is still dead, black probably wins. So, you know, you can even let me take some territory in the corner. And if you don't want to, you can always play this way. And this is still dead. So there's really not much I can do here. So it was definitely like there was definitely a lot of wrong kill moves here. When you played here. I mean, this is not that hard of a move to deal with. And you know, like even with moves like this, if you just go ahead and I feel like if you just go ahead and actually no, this doesn't really work. Hang on. Actually, you shouldn't do that. Like, so if you just connect here, I'm pretty sure white's still dead. Because if he tries to make the 2-eye here, you can just come here. If you make the 2-eye here, you can just come here. If he tries something like this, you don't have eyes, so you would just do this and then it's secure, and he's still dead. So there's a lot of easy ways to actually kill this, and you just need to make sure he doesn't have 2 eyes. Playing this is fine as well. But here, I feel like you should just connect. If he plays this move, you just connect over here. What you don't want to do is, this might seem like the right move, but then, you know, we played this before in the game. You don't want him to get this move for free. Because if he gets this move for free, then he can live. If he doesn't get that move for free, he's dead. So you want to avoid like these critical things about like not letting him get that move for free. So like if I play here, you want to play here, and then I can't really get the move for free. It doesn't really matter if I extend down or not. Here you can just do this, but even if somehow, let's say I extend, let's say somehow, or was that? Let's say somehow I do extend down. I mean, you can just play this very easily, and it's still dead. So there's just a lot of missed opportunities in killing, and I think you're playing a little bit too close to me, and you're responding. You're not as flexible in your response. So you need to learn some flexibility when killing a group, and that just comes down to knowing that that as long as the other guy doesn't have 2 eyes, he's still dead. So it doesn't really matter. So like 06 is actually a pretty good move, but then, you know, playing this, there's no need to actually play up here right now. That lets me get this move. So here you could think about this, because this isn't, because once again, if you live, then this is a little. I will say this is a little bit complicated because I can do this. You can't block here because I can have this toss in. But It does make it a little bit more complicated. You might be able to do something like this. But I still think like even if you do that, I'm pretty sure I'm still dead. So I can't really do anything. You just need to play in a more flexible way that doesn't let me get two eyes. Because as long as I don't get two eyes, you win. You don't really need to play up close to me. And the responses just need to be a little bit more flexible and fluid. You need to take into account like how to destroy my eye space, like how best to destroy my eye space. And I think like that's the one difference that actually allowed me to live here. So I'm going to play another game. And anyone can actually accept my challenge. 4 to 14 Q.
Game started.
I'm going to pass a couple times. For like, I think handicap 6.
Pass.
I've started to play a lot more handicap games because if I play
The dead stones.
wait, what?
Game resumed.
You play 5 more times. This is how the handicap works. Wait, no, I pass.
Remove the
No,
dead
oh jeez.
Game resumed.
Yeah, play 5 more times because I'm just gonna pass a couple times for the handicap. This is generally how I give handicap. I don't care about the auto scoring error. That's not relevant. There we go. Yeah.
Pass.
I think like some people are not familiar with how I give handicap, but this is actually the better way to do it, I think, because it lets you choose
Pass.
like what kind of handicap you actually want instead of just the standard. A lot of people do end up taking the standard,
Pass.
but it's kind of like to your style of like what kind of handicap you want. Like this, something like this is actually harder for me to deal with than the regular handicap because it gives you once again, I do believe the 1 space jump is better than the 2 space for the most part. Okay, this is actually, I'm not actually used to playing this. This way anyways. Because now you have all the corners and I don't really have anywhere to really invade. Towering is usually not the best. Okay, that's actually not good for me because I do have to. Okay, if I do this, just connect, and I would actually be in a lot of trouble-ish, maybe? Yeah, if he connects, I'm just kind of screwed, so. Don't really want that. Ooh, this is going to be bad for me. Wait, no. Why would you just not extend? That's a really, really bad mistake. Because this is still dead. There's actually no way to live this. Any more, this is a fake eye. There's only 1 eye in here. And now you have this weak group. Here, I think you definitely need to take care of that group because it's still fairly large. Although making your Moyo isn't that bad of an idea, but still, you're giving up a lot of points here. If I like play something like, if I play something like G16, you're still giving up a lot of points. And with these two space jumps, stuff like this is always going to be a bit of a problem with the two space jumps. I think there's something here. If I play here, he can come here. If I extend, huh. Usually, like, people do this, like, much later in the game. Oh, you would just take this. You would 100% just take this. You would not, you definitely would not actually, you definitely wouldn't, yeah, you would definitely not extend down. Yes, that. Not the best play by me. I don't know why you would do that though. That's you just, those two are just dead. If you're dead, don't play it out. Playing it out doesn't help you if you're dead. This is something I've gone over multiple times in my streams. Don't play things out if you're dead. You only have 4 liberties here. So I'm actually going to start to try to jump this one because this is coming under a lot of threat now. Because you're getting much stronger over here. But the other thing is you did just give up so much territory that I'm actually not afraid of you gaining some territory here. I'm okay with just getting all of that. Perfectly fine from getting all of that. Wait, no. It's an Atari, so you can't counter Atari me. Yeah, like you can't really afford mess ups like that. I'm strictly playing in a way where I know I know I have enough territory to actually win. Why would that doesn't make any sense. There was no threat there. I'm strictly playing in a way where I'm just basically solidifying my territory so I can win. Um, I know I have enough territory right now. I should have played there instead. But I know I know I have enough territory right now. So I'm not pushing the issue anymore to make more territory. No, I'll just do this. not big enough right now. Might be some problems in here. I don't think so, though. Well, he didn't really need to do that right now, but might be some problems in there later. Said, like, could I kill more stuff if I really tried? Probably. But, you know, like, sometimes, like, a lot of times you just take the, if you know you can win, you just take the win. If you're already winning, there's no need, if you're already winning by a lot, there's no need to take more risks. That's true at pretty much every level of play, regardless if you're like a 9-dan pro or if you are like, you know, 11Q. It doesn't, if you're already winning, don't screw it up. And that's why, like, being able to judge the situation and sense if you're winning or not is so important in Go. Because if you don't know that, you're gonna, like, I do this very often. I make a lot of mistakes I shouldn't, even though, like, I'm winning. I don't think I'm winning, so I make moves to actually lose the game. Here, you need to connect. Let's work. Atari, connect. I'm going to do this first anyways. This doesn't cost me anything. I don't think this works. No, it doesn't. It's got to be a little bit more. I mean, like, with games like this, especially high handicap games, you got to be a little bit more careful about how you play. But in regular games too, you got to be more careful. It's just that when you're playing against higher level players, like, they will pick up on the mistakes and they'll punish you for the mistakes. Whereas, like, playing against someone that's like 9 or 10Q, they might not punish you for any of these mistakes. I don't think you can live down here. I have this extension down, so I'm pretty sure you're dead. Yeah. You have a Gote eye down here, and no eyes anywhere else.
Undo requested. Undo granted.
I don't actually have to answer that, so I can just play like here. And he doesn't have 2 eyes. See, I'm not necessarily answering and playing close to everything he plays. I'm essentially just playing in a way where I basically can kill everything. I know I can solidly kill everything, so I'm not trying to, like, squeeze him all that much. Because there's actually no point in squeezing him. It's actually very, very little. There's no point in actually squeezing him because, well, first, you're already winning. But if you play too close to him and you try to squeeze, that actually might give him opportunities for eye space. So you want to avoid that more than anything else. On a pass. These are just like, these...
The dead stones.
Jeez, man, the counting's not working. Wait, what the hell? The counting's actually not working at all. Auto score? Wait, what the heck? Why doesn't... There's something wrong with the counting here. You need to remove all these stones. I'm going to remove mine as well. If the auto score doesn't work, you do actually have to... you do actually have to remove all the stones yourself. So let's actually go back and review this game. So this is handicap 6. That's fine. Once again, I think the 1-space jump is better than the 2-space jump, but that's just my opinion. 3 extension. Here, play this. I feel like with a 3 extension, either way, you would either press this way, or you would press this way. Because either way you press, it's going to be an automatic response from white, more or less, and then you can play whatever you want down here. That's just an annoying play. So that's actually a good play. Here you would definitely extend. Even like if you do this, even if you actually end up doing this, I feel like, by the way, if you actually do this, this is actually really problematic for me. Because if I play here, you can cut. Well, I don't think you have enough. I don't actually think you have enough liberties anyways, but you can actually extend your extension this way. If you play here, though, that would actually give me a bit of a problem. Because if I play here, you can obviously just play here. If I play here, you can cut. I have to Atari, you can extend down. I can't do this. And then you actually win by one. You actually win by 1 liberty. So sometimes like this cut, even though it's a throwaway stone, it can buy you an extra liberty. But I would definitely, you have to extend the stone. Regardless, you have to extend that stone. Huge mistake here, because all the bottom is dead now. And these two are very, very weak. So big mistake letting me take the stone. At this point, just don't play anymore down here. This is already dead. You can't actually make it alive. Any more plays you do down here is just feeding me more points. If you're going to play this, you kind of have to play something like this. Because if you're going to play this and force me to extend down, you don't really want me to have like such a huge attack on this group right now. Split 2, that's fine. That's actually not a good move. I was just testing your response. You can just do this. This is perfectly fine. And then you can probably just attack. So like these kind of attachments, sometimes they do work when you're trying to break up a large group, but there's damages in between them, and right now it's not worth it. So when I Atari here, you definitely take. You have to take it. You don't extend downward, because extending downward, you're letting white use this Atari more. So it's like if you actually just take the stone, white can't really do this. So you're not letting white get the top 2 Ataris. That's actually really important. Because like getting this Sente Atari is very, very big. So you would just take that stone. I should have Atari first, I think. Come out this way. Yeah, like you wouldn't do this. You would probably just Hane here as black, and you would be alive. You really have to watch out for the double Ataris, because you put yourself in a really bad spot. Here, you would just play this. Or even Atari here. Extending downward without Atarying, like, it basically just kills these 5 stones for certain. There's very little ways this is going to work. And you only have 4 liberties down here, so as long as I have more than 4 liberties, I'm going to win that one. At this point, this move is too small. There's not much territory. You're not getting that much territory here. If you want to get this, if you actually want to make territory here, you have to attack these 2 stones. And playing something like this is probably what you're going to be wanting to do. Even if I manage to somehow live down here, let's say I manage to live down here, right? Now if you do this, you get a lot more territory over here. So that's how you actually make territory here. You don't really just try to make like moves to, you don't like try to make moves just to surround it as much as you can. You have to make moves to actually attack my weak group. I mean, you have a lot of thickness built up here and here. The whole point of thickness is to actually take advantage of other people's weakness. And these 2 stones are definitely weak. So playing this way, I mean, I might play here. But then, actually, I probably wouldn't do that. But you can get most of this territory anyways, even while getting this corner territory. So the thing is, you actually have to take advantage of this territory. Or if you really want the big territory over there, you can't, instead of playing here, you can just do this. If I jump up, you just keep on attacking my group. And while attacking my group, you can see you're forming the boundaries of your territory, and it's going to be much bigger. So attacking someone's group and making territory that way is going to be much more effective overall than just trying like crazy to make the territory yourself. So here, I guess this is okay. There's not actually that many points there, but this is okay. Yeah, like, I don't understand. It's like this particular move isn't worth much because there's like, you got to look at the point value of what you're actually playing. If you don't play this move, I can reduce up to here. But if you play this move, you get like 2 extra points. So that move isn't all that valuable. I'm just basically trying to create eye space. I understand the intent of that move is to reduce my moyo, but you know, you're so thick up here that I feel like if you want to reduce my moyo, you would just go ahead and do something a lot more direct. Because remember, these 2 stones aren't completely dead. And if I were black, I would just jump these 2 stones out. It's actually really hard for white to kill this right now. And if white kills, and like if you jump this out, like you're still like black's still in a really bad position. But you know, if white gets this whole side, then white's gonna definitely win. So you definitely need to jump this out right now. Like these 2 stones aren't really worth it because if you actually count the number of points that you're trying to surround in here, it's probably like 20, 30 points. So you're trading 20 or 30 points for like 40 or 50 that I'm going to make here. So not a good trade for you. So this is why I'm more than willing just to give you those points in there, because I've actually already made much more of a profit. That's obviously a big mistake. You can't let me take that stone. But I've already made like much more of a profit up here than you will ever make here. So it's a very good trade for me, but not for you. So while you did make 15, 20 points down here, once again, like this is now completely dead because I'm so thick up here. And if you just count the number of extra points I got over here, it's much more than what you got here. So therefore, since it's a positive trade for me, I'm very, very willing to make that trade. A lot of the rest of this is finishing up. This move here, exchange, is going to be really big. That's a mistake by me. I should have played, sorry. I should have played here. That's much more solid. That's an obvious weakness right there. But the rest of this game is actually finishing up. You know, in this particular game, there's like, you know, you basically, there's several critical mistakes that you actually let me take the stones on. Those were basically the game. And also like the fight in this corner. Also, like if a group is dead, don't play it out. If you play out a group that's dead, that's generally not going to turn your way unless you're looking for co-threats. And like a lot of times when I play like DDK players, they need to get better at assessing the game and realizing what they need to win. Like if you need to kill a group to win, and you're not going to win unless you kill that group, just go for the kill, even if you don't think you can kill it. But if just attacking and making some territory is enough to give you the win, you don't have to kill the group. So assessing the game is really important. Not missing critical mistakes like this is really important. And realizing which groups are weak and which groups are not. Those are things that DDK players need to actually work on. And also, like, watch out for the double Ataris and the cuts that a lot of times you guys make as mistakes. So that's going to be the review for today. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell notifications button. I will be back probably on Monday, maybe like Tuesday, Wednesday. Remember, like, since I'm monetized now, I'm going to try to like stream a little bit more. But it depends on my summer schedule. So I will see you guys later.